Hi, and welcome to another episode of Prevailing Through Pain. I'm Karen Cherry Brown, and I am so excited today to have the awesome Junior Ezeonu on our show. Junior is Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Grand Prairie, and he's also elect state representative for District 101.
Yes, ma'am.
And today is his birthday. So I'm super excited for Junior to give up his birthday and all of the other exciting things he has going on to give us a little bit of time. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me. Can I call you Councilwoman Cherry? That's who I know you as, the councilman, the honorable council member from the great city of Duncanville. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So Junior, everybody sees you where you are today because at the age of, I'm gonna say 22, was it? Mm-hmm. You got out right after college and started this journey as city council member.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you take us back to your humble beginnings?
No, definitely. And again, thank you for having me on your podcast, Prevailing Through Pain. I love the name PTP. Love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
But no, it's been a journey. It hasn't been easy, but by the grace of God, we're here today. I was born in Nigeria. I moved to the States when I was 2 years old. Grew up in Arlington, Texas. Then moved to Grand Prairie when I was 16. Okay. But in Arlington, I went to all Arlington ISD schools: Bryan Elementary, Barnett Junior High, Bowie High School, and then graduated from UTA.
So take me back a little bit. You kind of zooming through there. I want to know about you coming here at the age of 2 to the States. So I'm assuming your mom, your dad, your siblings. So tell us a little bit about your parents.
So my dad moved here in the late 80s,
Okay.
Then went back to Nigeria to get married and married my mother. Moved our whole family here in 2002, like literally 5 days before I turned 3. So March 9, 2002 is whenever I moved here with my mom and my younger brother. 2 of my siblings were born here actually, in Texas and in Arlington. So it's been incredible. It's been an incredible journey. My parents moved here in pursuit of a better life, of a better opportunity to provide for their kids. Nigeria has a lot of great people, but doesn't have a great government. And the government has really stifled the progress that was once achievable and is still achievable in the future with good leadership. And that's why, for me, I don't take the work that we do for play. It's not play. It's very serious to me. The work that we do impacts the lives of thousands of people, and in the state of Texas, millions of people. And we know what good governance can do. We know what bad governors can also do. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think, when I look at council members or state representatives or county commissioners, those that are selfless in their service, I give them a lot of credit because that's what we need. And good leaders help move our communities in the right direction. And those that aren't good leaders hurt our communities. So that's kind of how I got started, just from that early age and knowing what this community did for me. I wanted to pay it forward. I wanted to pay it back.
So at an early age, though, I know at some point in time you were a kid in life.
Yeah.
So tell me about one of the happiest times that you can remember.
If you ask my mom and my dad, they'll tell you I was never a kid.
Oh, my grandparents will probably tell you that. Yeah, my mother too.
Yeah, no,
That's funny.
My parents always tell the stories of when I was like a 2-year-old or 1-year-old in Nigeria. My dad would come from the States, come to Nigeria and bring toys and stuff. And they would say, like, I would just bring out all the toys for the kids in the neighborhoods to come and play with me. And I wouldn't even be playing with them. I'll just throw the toys out and say, hey, y'all have fun. And I'll just sit there and just look at them and just watch them play. But, I'm an old soul. I've been like that since I was a kid. But one of the happiest times for me as a child was probably whenever I'm a big basketball fan.
Okay.
So whenever my mom and dad put me into YMCA basketball in kindergarten, I'll never forget the excitement and the joy that I had to go and play. Like, I'm going to go and get to compete against other people and like just try to see if I'm the best. And as you asked me that question, that's the first thought that came to mind. At 5 years old, going to play YMCA basketball in Arlington and just being able to compete. And I think that's where my competitive spirit really started at that early age.
Were you any good at 5?
Yeah, I was decent. I wasn't the best. I told my dad, hey, I need a basketball goal at the crib. I said, the goal you have out here. I said, I need a Spalding regulation basketball. I need to get to work. But that's probably one of the happiest moments as a child, just playing basketball. But in 3rd grade, I had a teacher, Miss Shulman Sipes. She's now married. And she told me, one day, Junior, you're going to be president in third grade. I told her, I can't. I'm a naturalized citizen, not a natural born citizen. Meaning that, in America, you have to be born in the States.
In the third grade, you had that much it not entail on what you had to be in citizenship.
I was an old man in a young man's body.
Oh my God.
So I'm telling you, because the reason that she told me I'd be president one day, because she saw I was so passionate about learning and understanding, not just about social studies, but all the different areas of education and subject matter. But third grade, I was researching all the presidents that had served. I literally bought a pocketbook from our book fair. I don't know if they still have book fairs in elementary schools, but we had a book fair, and I bought a pocketbook that showed every president from George Washington to George Bush back then. He was the president back when I was in third grade. Then I also bought a book that had all the 50 states in America, talking about their populations, the largest languages spoken outside of English in that specific state, the demography, the racial breakdown. I mean, I was a studious young man that just wanted to learn, and I still am that way. I just want to learn and understand. I think that's what makes me the kind of leader I am now. Like, I'm really willing to listen, do my research, and learn, so I can produce the best.
Let me ask you this, and I'm asking for a reason. The teacher that told you that, what nationality were they?
She's a white lady.
That's awesome. And I'm saying that because when I was in the 9th grade, I had a teacher. That's when we were taught algebra. So 8th grade below, it was just basic math. 9th grade was algebra. My teacher told me that I would never go any further in life. And he put me back in basic math. And it was a white man. And I resented that to this day, probably. And so to hear you say that, I'm just saying how far we've come as people, in the United States, because I feel like that's what our teachers, our leaders, anyone in those positions, that's their job to help us be and even see beyond what we can imagine. So that warms my heart.
Yes, and I'm sorry that you had a teacher that said that to you. But I thank God that you didn't let that stop you.
No, you know what? And that's what I tell people. Those no's, for me, they pushed me further, because it was many no's I was told in my life. But, and we're all made different. So for me, had I not been told those no's, I might not have pushed as hard as I did to be the person I am today. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I'm sorry, like I said, that just touched my heart with the teacher, because I need for teachers to hear this and understand what you say to a child is very important.
It plants seeds. I mean,
plant those seeds.
I always tell people that story whenever they ask me, like, why'd you get into this so young? How'd you get to where you are today? And I said, I had people that believed in me at an early age. And obviously, to your point, we're going to have people that doubt us, that try to make us feel small. But one thing I always tell people now and back then, if I got God, no one can stop me.
Oh my God.
And that's the biggest thing. Like, remember that you have a Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Remember that you have a Father that's looking out for you, looking over you, and making sure that you're in the right position. Don't worry about what people say. It doesn't matter. People can say whatever. They're people. Remember that. They're people. He's God. They're people. He's God. Just do your half. Let God do his. Do your part. Let God be God.
Yeah.
And that's what I've tried to do in my life. And I tell anybody that's living, that's wondering what path should they take or can they accomplish this, believe in yourself, put in the work, and then pray on it. Do your part, let God do his.
Yeah.
And that's my testimony. That's why I'm where I am today. That's how I got to be this man. It's not by my power, it's by the grace of God.
Yeah.
But I also do my part too.
Yeah. My thing, I always tell people, see it, believe it, and achieve it.
Yeah.
But you have to get out there and do the work. You see it, you believe you can, you get out there, do it, and it happened.
Exactly.
And so I recall seeing a commercial in your campaign ad where you were a teenager working in a grocery store. Tell us about that.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm now the state representative-elect for District 101, as you stated. All my life pretty much has been in District 101. From pre-K to college, like my universities, UTA's in District 101. I've served as a city council member in District 101. But my first ever job was a grocery store courtesy clerk at Kroger. So I was a cart pusher and a grocery bagger at Kroger on 360 and Southeast Green Oaks. My very first job, making $7.55 an hour. I really wanted to put that and weave that into my campaign. I wanted my campaign to be community focused. I'm a son of this community. This community made me who I am. Now I want to pay you back, and I want to pay it forward to the community that helped raise me and helped make me this young, ambitious, ever optimistic young man, right? So yeah, I wanted to infuse that little video. And it's so funny because that video came from a good friend of mine from high school that was making fun of me.
Oh, really? Little did they know.
I'm telling you. So as I was coming up with ideas for advertisements during the campaign, I said, oh my goodness, let me see if he saw that video. Praise God, he still had it. He still had it. So
how funny is that?
That's a 10-year-old video. Literally, that video, we shot it back in 2016. He sent me the video. I said, thank you, Lord. And I infused it into the campaign ad.
How funny was that? Because when I was looking at it, I said, wow, he looks like Junior.
Yep.
Like he could be Junior. Yeah. And then when, you said what you said, I said, oh my God, how brilliant is that?
10 years. I mean, it was a blessing. Like, with this campaign, so many things just worked out the way we wanted it to work out. And we're able to really make it a community focused, like make it like a story about this community, how this community made me who I am. And now I want to fight for our community.
Right. So how old are your younger siblings?
Franklin is 25. Chisholm is 22. And Akenna, my baby sister, she's 20. Yep, she's 20. So I'm the oldest out of all of my siblings, but we're all close in age.
So what do they think of their big brother?
They're proud of him. They're very proud of him, but I'm here because of them.
Yeah.
They've supported me through every race, pushed me out there on their social media to their friends, and even come and help me pole greet or help me knock on doors. And, I want to be a good role model. That's the goal. That's the hope, that I'm being a good role model, that I'm inspiring them. And I'm showing them, hey, you can do this and you can do better than me. And they're all killing it in their respective fields. And I'm just grateful to have been a decent big brother. I don't think I'm the best, but I think I've done a good job.
I'm sure your parents are super proud as well.
I'm blessed to have them as parents. And that's why I really try to tell a lot of young people, just take care of your parents. Thank your parents. You only get one set. You only get a mom and a biological mom and biological dad. And just do your best to thank them, especially for those that have cared for you. Whoever your mom and dad is, because some people's parents are not the ones that were biological, but are the ones that raised them. Whoever helped raise you, give you that shelter, give you that nurture and the nourishment as well, thank them and try to take care of them as they get older. That's the one thing about life that's really interesting. When you're a child, your parents are doing everything for you. They're helping raise you up.
Right.
Then when you get of age, you do the same thing for them.
Yeah.
That's life.
That's life.
It's beautiful.
That's life. I say period. And the seeds that we plant.
Yeah.
I do believe that you plant good seeds and it comes back. Yeah. Comes back on you. And I often tell people that it's like when they're, woe is me, and so what have you done? Let's go back and talk about that. And and even with trying to help people get to a certain point, then I'm always saying, so what are you going to do to make sure that you continue to do here? Then when you get there, are you going to give back?
That's right.
Because so many times we are able to climb on the shoulders of others, but when we get there, it's all about us. And I tell people, you missed the boat. The whole message, you missed it.
Yeah.
Because it's not about you. And that's how I feel we make the world a better place when we do give back to others. And until I take my last breath, sometimes, because I'm 67 now, I'm proud to tell
Looking
my age.
amazing. Looking amazing.
Thank you. But, I often get asked, well, why do you still invest so much time in other people? As you said, with those toys at Christmas, that's what makes me happy. Being able to share or to help someone else, achieve their goals. I think back when I first met you, like you said, that teacher, and you told me, I had no idea you were as young as you are. Not that you look old, it's just, like you said, you have that old soul. Yeah. And I remember telling you that, this is just the beginning for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm like that teacher. I'm going to be out there campaigning for you when you run for president.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to say something that you just said, and I want to thank you for your leadership, your stewardship of what all that God has given you, but your heart. In politics, we don't find a lot of people that have that heart when it comes to pouring back into others and thinking that this is bigger than just me. A lot of us have egos, right? Everybody has an ego to an extent, but you have to be careful to keep it in check, right? But I thank you for looking past just yourself and thinking, what can I do for that next generation? What can I do for this young man or that young woman? How can I position them to be successful? Because we need the change that we've brought to outlive us.
Yeah.
If it doesn't outlive us, it's not change. And I always think about the true testament of a man or of a man's character or the life that he lived is not what did he accumulate for himself or what did he gain for himself or his family, but how did he impact the lives of others, especially those that are less fortunate, especially those that don't have the resources, especially those that don't have the voice. What did he do or she do to impact those people and give them a chance to also climb the ladder?
Yeah.
So I just thank you for all that you've done. And if no one else is saying thank you, you're in it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Hold that. We're going to take a sponsor break. We'll be right back.
Do you have a powerful story of perseverance? Have you triumphed over pain and want to share your story with the world? We're looking for inspiring guests to join us on the Prevailing Through Pain podcast. Head over to KarenSherry.me/guest. Fill out the form and let us know your story. Your voice could be the one to inspire others. Your experience can be the one to lift up someone else. Go to KarenSherry.me/guest.
We're back. So it's interesting what you said about pouring back into others. So I'm up for re-election, but I decided that, well, actually, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
When I ran for the seat, I felt that we needed a voice in the seat. I was afraid. This city that I'm in, we have a tendency to go back to put someone in the seat that was already in the seat. And I believe that we only know so much. And the only way we can grow and thrive is if we add a different viewpoint.
Yeah.
And I'm one that's not quiet. I'm not shy. And so I ran for the seat, but my thing with God is if this is what I'm supposed to be, you'll let me know. And I won by 73%. So I knew this where I was supposed to be at the time. But I did say that looking at our city, median age 37, and looking at our council, we don't look like our city.
Yeah.
And so I asked God to help me to find someone. So I did the second term, and this would have been the third term. But there's a young man that economic development, he serves on our planning and zoning, and also works for the city of Dallas. Yeah. Sharp young man.
Wow.
Age-wise and right age-wise, what I had said. And so I was so thrilled that he was interested in running. Because I feel like these seats aren't our seats. These seats are for us to occupy, do what we're supposed to do, and to keep moving. Yeah. To find someone that we can, can get where they need to be, thus giving back, pouring into others, and then keep it moving. Because it's 67 and a median age being 37. Now I'm young in spirit. So I'm definitely out there for my young people. I always pushing for my young people because that's our future generation. Yeah. We'd be foolish not to. Some of us just don't understand that.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, I'm so thrilled to see, even with this past election, all of the young faces, all the diversity.
Yeah.
Because that's where the world is, like it or not. Exactly. This is where we are. So.
And thank you for saying what you said. Too many of us think that these seats belong to us. Mm-hmm. And it blows my mind. I'm telling people, this is a temporary gig. You're supposed to, like you just said, do what you're supposed to do, make as much change as you can, but then allow someone else to serve eventually. Yeah. Because you can't die there.
No.
I mean, it's like people that want to hoard all the wealth and take it with them. You can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you.
Can't take it with you. It's all temporary. Yeah. Do as much good as you can, and now set the stage for that next generation of leaders. Mm-hmm. That's why for me, as a council member, I wasn't somebody that, I'll tell you a story. I wasn't somebody that believed that it should only be me. I wanted to bring people with me, people to come with me. So I do something called a candidate training once or twice a year. You probably heard of my candidate trainings. It's free. And I'll have another one this year in the fall, but I want to do one in the summer too, by the grace of God. But it's a free 2-day training where we go over fundraising, we go over field, we go over how to canvas, how to get your text messages set up, how to target voters, it's a 2-day boot camp for campaigning, but it's free. We serve people breakfast, lunch. I ain't gonna do dinner because I want to go home eventually.
Yeah.
But it's a good time from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We do it once or twice a year. 3 of the candidates I trained last year, 2 won their school board elections, and then 1 ran for city council, lost by 150 votes.
Wow.
So we've been making an impact.
That's beautiful.
But for me, it's about bringing people with me. I had a council member. I won't say his name. Nice guy. I won't say his name. And I told him about this candidate training. You know what he told me?
What?
He said, Junior, be careful. You don't want somebody that you train to run against you in the future.
Oh, my God.
I said, brother, I ain't worried about that. It's about helping other people. If somebody that I help comes and runs against me in the future, I better beat him. I trained him.
Exactly.
I know the game. He knows the game.
Exactly.
And if he beats me, good.
You
know what
that means you did a heck of a job
I did my job.
You know, that's funny
Yeah.
because that's me. I don't know if you know or not, but I own a healthcare consulting company. And when I was working for hospitals as a director or whatever, I was always looking at who I felt would be good to replace me because I'm ready to move on to something else. And people would say, you better be careful. You invest in all that time in them. Suppose they take my job. And I'm saying, well, I hope they take my job. That's what I want them to do because I'm ready to move on to the next. So that amazes me that someone would say that.
But you have that mindset of abundance, not the mindset of scarcity. A lot of us have this mindset of scarcity that all of these blessings that God has out here are limited only for this person, only for that person. That's why some of us, whenever we see someone else climb, we're like, why are they climbing? I'm not climbing. I say, you're not climbing because your heart's not right. Your heart's not pure. Your intentions aren't pure. If you have a pure heart, pure intentions, and you're happy for others, God is going to bless you. Whenever you're like, we know people, they're like, nah, I got to get mine to screw everybody else. God ain't going to bless you.
No.
Because you don't have a pure heart. You got to celebrate other people's wins. You celebrate people's wins, God is going to celebrate you. He's going to uplift you. But if you're the kind that says, nah, there's a limited amount of resources and only I want it, and if you get it, that means I don't get it, it's wrong.
Wow.
And I try to tell people, have the mindset and the perspective of abundance. There's enough for all of us.
Yep, there is. I'm going to flip the script. You talked about happy times, but I'm going to ask you about a dark time in your life that you can remember.
Oh, big one. When I was 14, my freshman year of high school. This thing changed my life. Drastically changed my life. I was a freshman in high school. Loved basketball, like I told you. Basketball was my dream. I was on A team for basketball. You have an A team, B team. I was starting small forward at Bowie High School. Went up for a layup in a game in December. And someone just met me in there, pushed me down and landed on my leg. Broke my tibia and ruptured my patellar tendon right here. I still have scar tissue on my knee from it. This injury just changed my life. Couldn't walk for 3 months. Couldn't play basketball for 6 months. I had surgery, obviously. Was able to start playing again, but I had surgery again. I wanted to take the screws out of my knee. The screws, I could feel them through my knee, and they were very uncomfortable. So I had to restart the process again. Basically, wasn't able to play basketball for a whole year.
Wow.
The injury kind of messed up my trajectory for basketball. A lot of other things happened that were unfortunate regarding the injury, but it broke my heart because I loved basketball. And I remember asking God, and my parents told me not to do this, but I was asking God, why? Why me? Why'd you let this happen to me? I'm a good kid. I don't get in trouble. I pray. I go to church all the time. How can you let this happen to me, right? And I was just very disappointed with so much. I never got to the point where I was depressed, but just greatly disappointed because this was my dream. I wanted to go to the NBA. And, about my heart, one of my major goals of going to the NBA is setting up my own foundation to help out poor people. Because I've always had the mindset of helping the poor, helping the disadvantaged, helping the disenfranchised. But it didn't work out. But that injury taught me several things. Number one, be grateful. Be grateful for these 2 legs that you have, these knees, these feet, these ankles. Be grateful. because at any time you can lose them.
Yeah.
When you can't get out of bed to go to the restroom by yourself, and you have to have your mom or dad come and lift your leg up, help you put your leg on the floor, and then put on your crutches and limp and skip and hop to the bathroom, the whole perspective is different. Worrying about getting those Jordans, those Nikes that are coming out.
It's not so
you ain't worried about that no more. You're worried about, I want to walk.
Mm-hmm.
You're no longer worried about how you're dressing. You're worried about, can I get up to get dressed?
Get dressed. Yeah, right.
So whole perspective is shifted. Whole mindset is shifted. And you now look at life like, my goodness, every day is a blessing. Every day is a blessing. Like now, like people, I was on the campaign trail talking to a voter. She was like, how do you have this spirit, this energy? I said, ma'am, I know what it's like not to walk. I know what it's like to need assistance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need assistance right now. I'm winning. Every day's a win, regardless of whatever happens. I'm grateful. I don't deserve to be here right now. I don't deserve to have been a council member for 5 years, mayor pro tem at 26 years old, youngest mayor pro tem, youngest council member, first African-American to hold the seat since the early 90s. I don't deserve to become a state rep at 26. It's all by the grace of God.
Yeah.
So that injury, although it broke my heart, it shifted my purpose. It shifted my focus. And I believe, I'll tell you this, had I been chasing that basketball dream, I'd be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no guarantee that I'll be that great NBA player. If I can even make it to NBA, who knows? I think I would have played college ball, but I would have missed out on the other opportunities I had in college, serving on student government, going down to Austin to visit the state capitol for different things for UTA. I'm living in the purpose that God has set out for me. And I see it now.
Yeah.
When I got elected 5 years ago, I saw it, but like everything I'm doing is in alignment with where God wants me to be.
Exactly.
And I just have to be humble in knowing that, but also work hard to make sure I utilize all the talents and all the gifts He's given me.
That made the hair stand up on the back of my neck because you got it. A lot of people still don't understand that. And I use the example of those no's I told you. All those no's that I wanted to do this and wanted to do that, but God let it be a no because He had something better for me, a whole different direction. And the same thing, like you said, that took your focus off of where you wanted to go and put you back on track with where it was that God had for you to go. So, yeah, let that be a lesson for you.
It's crazy because looking back at it 10, 12 years ago, you're just disappointed. But now in the future,
it makes sense. That's why I say all those little dots, if you just follow those dots, they add up where they're supposed to be.
Exactly. They do.
So I want to say this. When you ran for city council member, for those people that feel like because there's someone that's been in those seats for years, can you tell our viewers how long that person had been in that seat that you dared to run against?
So keep this in mind. I was 21, 22 years old. Started when I was 21, finished the election by the time I was 22, running for city council and defeated a 12-year incumbent while I was a college student. I was at UTA while I was running. Ran for an at-large seat, so the whole city of Grand Prairie, 210,000 people. And the guy that I beat, he's a good man, but he was supposed to be the next mayor of Grand Prairie once our mayor retired. And, no one thought I had a chance, but God did. And I put in the work and I let God do his half. I do my part, God's gonna do his. That's how I believe. So I tell people, if you have it in your heart to serve, don't let anybody stop you.
Yeah.
The only person that can stop you is you. It's you.
So let's fast forward to this election.
Yeah, ran against another incumbent. This gentleman had been a state rep for almost 16 years. Much more challenging election because he just had a lot more money than me. He outspent me. He spent over $1 million. I spent $100,000. But by the grace of God, we got it done again. And this race, we won by a larger margin because my race for city council, I won by 183 votes. With this race, I won by about 1,200 votes.
Yeah.
So a larger margin, even though it was much more money spent. But it goes back to what we said. If you're willing to put in the work, say your prayers, let God do his, but you got to do your part. Yeah. You got to put in the work. You have to. Is it a goal? Turn it into a reality.
Exactly.
By putting in the work.
Exactly. And I love what you said on your interview with, is it Wiley?
Yeah, Wiley, Jason Wiley.
Mm-hmm. where he asked, why would you run? And you graciously said it had nothing to do with him, with with Chris.
Yeah, Chris Turner. Yeah.
Chris Turner. It had to do with what you wanted to do for your community.
That's right.
And for future generations. And so I love that. And it's true. It doesn't mean a person is doing something wrong. And again, I'll go back to, I think sometimes when you're in seats for so long, you know what you know.
Exactly.
And the people that your target audience back then, half of them are no longer in existence.
Yeah.
And so if you aren't looking at the future,
You're stuck in the past.
you're stuck in the past.
And I always tell people when I ran against Greg, he's the former incumbent for city council, was nothing against him.
Yeah.
Didn't think he's a bad person. Same thing with Mr. Turner. I don't think he's a bad person, but it's what we can do with that seat. And that's what I say every time, because that's how I feel. And you'll see I never go negative. I don't do the negative campaigning.
Right.
And the reason I don't do it is because we're all children of God, right? I'm not comfortable coming out and saying stuff about people. I'm just not. I want to focus on me.
Exactly.
What am I going to bring to the table? What am I going to do to help your life? And I think if politicians go back to the positive campaigning, it's going to radically change this world.
You're right.
Think about our country. If everybody focuses on what they can contribute rather than trying to tear someone else down, the kind of hope and optimism, Barack Obama's campaign, think about it. When did Obama ever attack McCain? No. He kept it very positive about change and hope that you can not just believe in, but that you could see.
Right.
That's what I think we should do.
Yeah. So I want you to look in that camera and tell someone that's saying, I just don't know.
Yeah.
It's always everybody but me and I can't.
What I would say is this. Number one, you have to believe in yourself. That's the first thing. If you don't believe in yourself, you can't achieve anything. You have to have crazy belief in yourself that everyone around you thinks you're crazy. With my campaign, people thought I was crazy going against someone that's been there for a long time, that's never been opposed in that seat in the Democratic primary. They thought I was insane. But I said, yeah, maybe I'm insane, but also maybe I just have crazy belief and faith in God, right? First thing is believe in yourself. Number two is put in the work. You have to put in the work. Too many of us are willing to make excuses for why life doesn't work out. Well, it doesn't work out because of you. You don't work out. If you don't hit the gym, you can't lose weight. If you don't go and run on the track, you can't beat your mile time. If you don't put in the work, nothing will change. So it starts on you. Number three, there's a phrase that I recently heard called radical responsibility. And it's the mindset that I have. I just didn't have a word to contextualize and define it. Radical responsibility means that anything that happens in my life, I take responsibility for it. I don't blame some external force or some external actor, although there may be external forces that are harming it or making it harder. I don't blame them, and here's why. If you focus on what's happening on the outside, you can never fix what's happening on the inside. If you're too worried about everything around you, you get distracted by that, you can never move forward. Even if it's not your fault, take responsibility because it makes you look inward and find a way to improve. And lastly, have faith in God. Believe in God, have faith in God, and just leave it up to Him. If you do your part and you allow Him to do His part, I promise you won't be disappointed. But you got to do both. There's a former preacher or minister, I forgot his exact name, but he stated that he prays like hard work is not possible and works hard like prayer is not possible. So you have to pray to God as hard as you can and as faithful as you can, as if you can't do nothing yourself. And you have to work your butt off as hard as you can, as if God can't do nothing for you. You do those two things, and the sky is the limit. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being a part of our podcast today. And like I said, I'm excited to see your future as you continue to grow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, I'm Karen Cherry Brown. And if you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.